Since July marks the beginning of a new quarter, which I call a season, I wanted to create my season 3 focus page before setting up my monthly spread. So I wrote down my major goals for the year and assigned each one a number. Below that, I used the Alastair method and added columns numbered 0 through 9. Numbers 1 to 9 corresponds to my goals, while 0 is for anything that isn't directly related to one of them. Each item will have a dot before it and another under the goal number it belongs to, so I can quickly see whether I'm giving enough attention to each of my yearly goals. For example, one of the things on my list is learning the Vinci Resolve, since that's connected to my goal of publishing at least 3 videos on YouTube this year. The dot goes under goal number 5. I'll add the rest of my focus items off camera. For now, let's move on to the July monthly spreads. One quick thing, this video is going up at the end of July, and I did consider skipping this setup and moving on to August, but I wanted to document each month's setup and to follow through on what I said in my previous video. So I decided to share it anyway. I started by setting up the calendar at the top of the page. My calendar is a little different from the traditional Gregorian calendar because I have a different planning system. If you're new to my channel, I explain my planning system briefly in my 2026 bullet journal setup video. So I'll leave a link in the description if you'd like to check it out. Basically, this month starts on Monday, June 28th, and ends on Sunday, August 2nd. I call my months phases, so July is phase 7. Below the calendar, I have a section for intentions where I'll write down my intentions for the month. And then below that is a notes and reminder section for things like bills that need to be paid and important tasks I don't want to forget this month. The last 3 columns of the intention section are for tracking the status of each item. So I used pink for not started, yellow for in progress, and green for done. So I originally planned on putting a check mark here, but after filming this video, I decided to just fill in each box with the appropriate color instead. I wasn't able to film the changes I made, but it looks like this. And then on the next page is my screw tracker. I call it that instead of a habit tracker because not everything I'm tracking is actually a habit. So S is for study, C for calligraphy practice, R for reading, E for exercise, and W for weight. Most of these will simply get a check mark if I complete them or an X if I don't. For my weight, I'll record it each morning so I can see how it changes throughout the month. Beside my screw tracker is my sleep, energy, and mood tracker. I group them together so I can see whether my sleep affects my energy and mood throughout the day. And I'll track my energy and mood on a scale of 1 to 5 and my sleep duration in hours. I don't really sleep for 14 hours, but I left the extra space just in case. And then the next page is called Wellness Watch. This is where I'll keep track anything health related throughout the month, whether I'm feeling under the weather or dealing with any aches and pains. And then the next page is the liquid log. 2 of my intentions this year are related to liquid intake, and one is to drink 2 liters of water each day, and the other is to limit my coffee consumption. So I created this page to help me see if I'm following through with those intentions. Usually, I only consume 3 types of drinks: coffee, soda, and water. So on the left is my water tracker, and each box represents 250 milliliters. And the colors gradually change from red to green as I get closer to 2 liters. And the goal, of course, is to reach green. In the middle is my soda tracker. I only need one box each day for this. So I'll color the box green if I didn't have soda and red if I did. The goal is for this column to stay green all month and not break the streak. On the right is my coffee tracker. So each box represents 1 cup, and the colors shift from green to red as the number of cups increases. For now, my goal is simply to avoid reaching red. And then the extra space on the far right is for any drinks like milk or juice whenever I have them. Moving on, the next page is for what many people call a brain dump. But I don't like that name because the only thing I dump is garbage. And I'd like to believe that my thoughts aren't garbage, at least not all of them. So instead, I call this spread my thought catcher because it's essentially a place to catch any thoughts I don't want to lose. And then the next page is my weekly log. I'm using the Alastair method again for this. So the days of the week are in columns on the left, and then the date is below each day. Then my tasks will be listed on the right. I'll have a dot below the day when I plan to do a particular task, and then turn the dot into a check mark once the task is done. And then the page next to my weekly log is my daily log. You'll notice a bunch of numbers at the top. So 27.1 means it's week 27, and the number one represents the first day of the week, which is a Monday. And then after that, I write the date in year, month, day format. And that's it for my July monthly spreads. I hope you found something useful or maybe even a little inspiration for your own journal. And if you do, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed spending this time with me, I'd appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. Next up will be my August monthly setup, and I hope you'll join me for that one too. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.